In a market where there's a dearth of genuinely innovative smartphone designs, the launch of YotaPhone, a smartphone and e-reader combined in a single handset, is a cause for much excitement. The YotaPhone is the most innovative handset that I've used for a long time. It's unique, a Kindle if you like, strapped to an Android smartphone, but much more integrated than that suggests, with the neat ability to switch applications between the two screens. This brings some benefits, in particular for battery life, given the e-ink screen consumes much less power. The reader is also easier to use in direct sunlight.
People who will love this phone, people who consume a lot of data and read a lot on the smartphones, because the reading time is up to 5 days on a single charge. So in a power safe mode, the phone can last for up to 2 days. So it's very convenient.
For many people, the best way to envisage this phone is to imagine a top-end Android smartphone with a Kindle strapped to the back of it. Obviously, it's a far more complicated device than that, and in fact, it comes in a relatively slim and lightweight case, far more so than you might imagine for something which has effectively two products in one. The two things interact as well in a far more integrated way than you might imagine. The ability to flip content from the smartphone on the front to the back, it actually works extremely well. So here we have some of the YotaPhone apps, an RSS feed, a chess game, checkers, all of which can be flipped over to the back of the phone, as you can see, relatively seamlessly, in which case I can play chess on the back of my phone rather than the front. YotaPhone says that there's a potentially big market for its device among people that do a lot of reading, and for business users who need to check a lot of information throughout the day but are frustrated by having to constantly unlock their device.
You can set up your information panel, like your schedule for the day, RSS feed about your industry, or exchange rate of the currency, whatever you need. Everything available on the backside of your phone, just at a glance, in its updates in real time. As soon as your meeting change or location change, you immediately see it on your panel without touching the phone.
I guess the question is that why would you spend €700 on a single device with an e-ink reader on the back and a smartphone on the front? For many people, they could buy a cheap Kindle for a relatively low cost, as well as like a nice phone for probably less than the combined total of this. At the same time, it's a pretty fun device and it's entirely unique. There's nothing else quite like it. And for that, I really do applaud the company for coming out with something which hasn't been seen on the market yet. It's great fun, but not quite the best of both worlds. There are better Android smartphones, and the quality of the e-reader screen is not quite there up to Amazon's finest. I still feel this is a very niche product, not least because it is quite expensive at about €700, which will put it up against the top-end models from Apple and Sony. But who knows? With 1.3 billion smartphones being sold every year, there could be a long tail for such unusual products. Daniel Thomas, Financial Times, London.